my game, actually. Alright, I ain't grouping up for nothing else when I'm doing a stream. That crashed my game. I'm mad now. Well, I can't say I'm mad. I'm this game is on some bullshit. Oh well. Yeah, I'll say that. The game on some OBS. More bugs and stuff they need to work out, I guess. My game crashed and my stream stopped. Gotta love this, man. Gotta love this. Okay. Anyway, I'm not restarting my topic of discussion. Just gonna go right back to what the hell I was talking about. It's all good. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The removal of AM and weapon mastery from the game. Yo, didn't it though? It really did say that though. Okay, so what's going on now is weapon mastery and advanced mechanics are still in the game. They're still here, still in the game, still usable, very vital, and I can't actually wait to make some loadouts with them. The only thing that's moving is this, and this goes for both of them, but let me show you weapon mastery because I actually can show you that in game, the stats on it and everything like that. Okay, so if you go to your skill points and you pick any weapon, doesn't matter. For the heck of it, I'm just going to pick brawling. Okay, when you go to your actual weapon mastery, for instance, enhanced shuriken, it says the impact will increase the superpower's chance to crit by 360% and its critical damage significantly. What's being removed from weapon mastery and also from advanced mechanics, what's being removed is this. The bonus crit damage and the bonus power back mechanic are both being removed from advanced mechanics and also from weapon mastery. Those are being removed. So you'll still be able to do damage with both, you'll still get power back, but the bonus power back and the bonus critical damage is going away. So you will still do damage, get power back, but you won't be anywhere in the neighborhood of what you've already been doing. What they're trying to do is, the way the game is right now, if you're not using advanced mechanics, you're probably not going to perform well. Some powers are just completely based around advanced mechanics or power interactions. Now, for instance, fire tanking, you have to have certain mechanics going, certain power interactions, just for you to be an effective fire tank. For instance, fire tanking, there really is only one loadout for that. There really only is one loadout for that, so it kinda sucks. So what they're doing now is they're removing the bonuses only from both of those. You'll still be able to use them, still be able to go into them. And as I said earlier, weapon mastery, you'll be able to get weapon mastery a lot faster. So along with getting, for instance, your new skill points and mean stuff and other stats from your gear that make being worth more. Oh, speaking of gear, you guys know as you get gear, you get like slightly increases in gear that don't really seem to be much. Like you get a new piece of gear and it increased my health by 20. Wow, increased my power by 30. I'm gonna fill that. No, you're not going to fill anything. You're not going to fill a thing at all for those. So what they're going to do now is they're going to increase the benefit of actually having a gear. So when you get new gear, you're going to feel it. You're going to notice it. Everything will be noticeable. Back to what I was saying now. So that's what's going down with weapon mastery and also advanced mechanics. Those are being removed as far as the bonuses. What's going to happen now is the supercharges are going to be enhanced. Yes, supercharges will be enhanced. As it is right now, most loadouts, unless you're a support role, you will never even see a supercharge being used. That's just the way it is. For the most part, like for instance, there's a couple of supercharges that I think are just the weakest thing in the game right now. There's Fire's Volcanic Calamity, and there's Earth's Earthquake. I think they're just absolutely useless. Every supercharge is getting a boost, whether it's a supercharge that does direct damage or a supercharge that increases your chance to do damage. Alright, let's see about that. Dun dun dun. Yeah, he's not even on the list, bruh. Tell you what I'll do. There we go. Guess I didn't have me on my friend list. Hey, Killer Hottie. Bruh. When DCO gets real. Yeah, when you got too many characters on your list and you try to go upwards, this shit right here happens. Like, for instance, you know, let's just go all the way up for the sake of it. Okay, so I want to give the game a little bit of time to, you know, cool down and chill. I got too many friends in this game. If my game crash while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna just say it's called a night. Just say that's ain't supposed to happen, or say it's, you know. Yeah, what Kitty say? Kitty say goes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, can't put her high heels down. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so there we go. So now supercharges, like I said, whether they're moves that do damage or moves that increase your stats so you can do better damage, or increase your healing, or your giving out power, or give shields, or whatever. If it's a supercharge, their efficiency and effectiveness is being increased significantly. It's something that will definitely be noticed. On top of that, they're also going to make so that you earn your supercharges faster. They're going to go through and look at everything that gives a supercharge regen, and they're going to increase it by every means. Alright. My partner in crime, the king. Okay, along with that, this gets into the next thing that I haven't really talked about in any video, mostly because I just completely forgot about it. I'm just talking about it here now. The modifying of powers and power regeneration. Now, I've always talked about power regeneration. As I told you guys, weapon mastery and advanced mechanics bonus power back are being removed. So what's going to actually happen now is they're going to go back and look at every single thing that gives you power back from the ground up. And they're going to make a way for you to actually increase that slightly. However, making it also viable for you to, you know, have the necessity for a troll. At the same time, while also making it so that you can maintain your own power. So looking at everything, we're talking about even going through the movement mode stuff. Going through there, we're talking about when you do a weapon attack, when you use a power attack or in a combo. Even when you're using a combo from your weapons, every single thing that should give you power back. They're going to look through that, look at the numbers, and slightly increase it, making it more manageable for you to manage your own power, with or without a troll. However, what they're also doing is they're looking at the troll rolls from the ground up. And they're going to bring controllers back in line with what they're really supposed to be. Controllers control the battlefield. What I mean is, a controller will decide how much damage you do in battle and how much damage you can take with their debuffs and buffs, but also giving you back power. They will command the battlefield, pretty much putting controllers back into a league of their own again. Now, as far as modifying powers, this is something I keep forgetting to talk about, but let's go into it. Okay, this is something I can actually show you now, along with telling you the next thing I need to tell you. Okay, when you're in your traits tree looking at your powers, you notice that when it says damage roll, at the very bottom of almost every single move, it says increases all damage by 45% until the hit counter resets. All of those increases damage by, all of those from every power are being removed. Yep, they're all being removed. This is their way to help bring stuff more closer in line. Their goal is, as the game is right now, as far as damage is concerned, you have your tank, your healers, and your troll, and then like a mountain above them is DPS. They want to bring everything closer together. So it won't feel that if you don't have a DPS you can't beat anything. It's going to feel more like if you don't have a DPS, oh well. But if you have one, you'll get stuff done faster. That's what they're looking for. They want to bring roles closer together. Because as it is right now, if you go into a solo or a duo and there's not a DPS in there, you know, most of the time people are like, yeah, I'm going to leave and do my own thing. Or re-queue it, you know. So you want to bring damage up and more in line, closer to the damagers. However, knowing that the top damagers will still be DPSs. So damage modifiers are being removed from powers. And your max damage home turf mod, that's going to be greatly reduced. Right now it gives you 60% towards any move you do. It's going to only be able to give you 10% now. So that's going to be the next update. Which brings me to my next thing. Now, please just bear with me and don't panic. The removal of the PowerPoint system completely. Okay, so as you can see up the top, it says PowerPoints. 0 PowerPoints unspent, 15 spent total. Well, 15 total and 0 unspent. Alright, so what's going to happen is there won't be a single player in this game that has even 1 PowerPoint. Not even 1. Everybody will have 0. You, me, other people, new people, the devs themselves. Nobody will have a single PowerPoint. What's going to happen is the power trees are going to be completely taken out of the game as well too. There will be no more power trees. You know, when you go into, like, for instance, I'm Earth. So I got Geokinesis and I have Seismic. All of those are going away. The reason for that is it pretty much you're barred from making decisions. You can't really do the loadouts you want. You guys know, like, for instance, if you want to go to the bottom, you have to pick moves that you probably wouldn't even use in your loadout. For instance, I want to have Reinforce right here. So I have to pick one of these 2 moves. I picked this one because it's crystal. And I had to go down here and to grab this move right here at the bottom, Reinforced. I don't even use Striking Stones, but I'm forced to get it. Another way of saying it is going over to Seismic. Let me show you something. Okay, so, for instance, I want to use Jackhammer. I'm forced to go to use by these two moves, which I'm not going to use in my loadout. These two moves right here, Stone and Upheaval, and I'm forced to buy one of the moves to the left or to the right, which I also do not use in my loadout. So that's a total of 4 power points spent, and I'm not even going to use them. Then I get Gemstone Shield, which I did not use in my loadout for, you know, DPS. Down here, and I got Jackhammer. Let's say I want to be like a, you know, Precision's melee DPS with Earth. So, while I would probably use Upheaval, and I'm definitely using Jackhammer, I'm not using any of these other two moves at all with my loadout. So those two are just going to waste. Now, let's say I'm going for Tank. Okay, same thing with Tank. I'm definitely going to want Gemstone Shield, and if I'm doing Aftershocking, I'm going to want Jackhammer. But once again, I'm not going to want Stone, I'm not going to want Pebble Blast, and I'm not going to want Little Trimmer, but I have to go into one of these on the side, so that's an additional 2 power points that I have to spend unused, and I don't want them. Now, let's say I'm going for Tank still again. Okay, so I'm going for Tank. I want Reinforced, and I want Soothing Sands. I'm forced to spend points into Crystal or Brick, even if I don't use Crystal or Brick, and I'm supposed to get Striking Stones. Now, okay, I'll admit, I could have actually got Shards instead of getting Crystal. I could have did that. Either of these two would have done. But still, I'm spent to put a point into 2 of these 3 right here, just so I can get these 2 down here. In other words, I'm pretty much cutting out my ability to use other stuff in my rotation. Like, let's say I wanted to put Totem Pole in my rotation. I just spent too many points. I can't put anything else in there. Let's say I wanted to grab Rumble Crush, or I wanted to grab Debris Field, or I wanted to grab, you know, Meteor Storm just for the hell of it, or, you know, Entomb. I'm forced now to not even think of those possibilities because all my power points are already spent up just going down to the bottom of the screen. Which also brings me back to the reason that damage modifiers were taken out again, too. As far as modifiers are, when you start at the top of the screen and look at your damage, it says increases all damage by 35%, but as you get to the bottom, it starts saying increases all damage by 50, which kind of forces you to, if you want the max damage, to use the moves at the bottom, and they want to get away from that. They want you to use anything you want to create creativity, and lots of loadouts. So all of those damage modifiers are being taken out, and that's also why the trees are being taken out themselves. From now on, nobody will have a single power point. What's going to happen now is as you level up and gain levels, you will earn powers. That's right, you will earn powers. You go to level 1, you earned a power. Level 2, you earned a skill point. Level 3, you earned a power. Level 4, you earned a skill point. Level 5, you earned a power. By the time you make it all the way up to level 30, you will have unlocked every single power for your power. There will not be a single power inside your actual power that you do not have. For instance, Earth. Every tree I have right now that I'm showing you, every power on this page will be unlocked when I hit level 30. I go to Telekinesis. Well, okay, this was the same one I was in. But anyway, on this page, every single power I unlocked right here will be unlocked. When I go to Seismic, every single power on here will be unlocked, and then I'll be able to put together whatever loadout I want. So now we're going to see loadouts based on your gameplay style. Do you want to have a loadout based around Weapon Mastery? Do you want to have a loadout based around Advanced Mechanics? Do you want to have a loadout based around Supercharges? And you'll be able to use any move. You will not be locked from anything. Heck, you would actually combine them all together. There will be so much creativity. This is why this update is such an amazing thing. It would be so amazing and so great. No more, if you're this power, you have to have this loadout. If you're this role, you have to have this role, or you will be ineffective. Or this rotation, or nothing. It will all be based now upon your gameplay style. Because while one person is doing real good with this loadout, in the hands of another person, it just doesn't suit them well. They don't feel like playing that way, so they change a few things about it, and now they're doing just as good as you. Now, it's going to be loadouts based upon your playstyle, which is going to be amazing. Which brings me to my last point. Well, second to last point. The end of mid-range. As it is right now, it's... You go to... how can I say it? As it is right now, you're pretty much... Not to say it. Okay, the last couple of updates have all been about mid-range. update to this power, update to this power, update to this power, because that's how the game's been going. We've got our long range stuff, then we added melee range, and now we're adding mid range. That's how everything's been going. Stats matter now to make every move more balanced and to see where things don't balance out. They had to cut things down. So now there's only going to be long range options or melee range options. No power in this game will have mid range anymore. Those mid range options will all be taken away from every power that currently has it and from powers that were going to get it. What that means is they're going to be going through every single power and picking whether this power is melee or this power is long range. By melee, it's going to be up close to the enemy and as far as 7 meters, and long range will be 7.1 meters and as far as possible. You know, as far as it is before you can't target an enemy, which I believe is about 13 meters, I believe. And that's how that's going to work. The reason they're doing this is to create more of a balance between the powers. So if you want to be top DPS, you have to be this power. Now it's just going to be whatever your playstyle is. Do you want your powers to look this way? Do you want your powers to be this color? Do you want to be played this way? Now everything will be based on just your playstyle, which is actually how the game should have been from the get-go. But anyway, whatever. Now, what does that mean for Electricity and Nature, who haven't got their mid-range update yet? They're not getting it because there will be no power in this game that has mid-range. So why update it just to take it away? Not a single power will have mid-range update. What will happen is they're going to be updating all the powers so that they can be more efficient in their damage, while also taking out the damage modifiers, but also adding ways for you to get power back. Also, Electricity will be getting its PIs updated to work in connection with water powers. So Nature and Electricity and all the other powers will still be updated, but they will also have their Advanced Mechanics critical power taken away, and they also have their Advanced Mechanics critical damage taken away. Also having the damage modifiers removed, while adding in ways for them to earn power back. Now all of this, hopefully with water itself, hopefully we hope to have the update come out all at the same time. The only thing we can promise is that Electricity will be updated with Stats Matter, and hopefully water powers will come out at the same time too, although some people are saying it's going to be after Stats Matter. Hopefully it all comes in one update. Hopefully. They don't have a time yet. Matter of fact, they don't even have a time for this to hit the test servers. Only thing they can promise is that this will be the next thing on test servers. Currently, right now, we have Seasonal, which is the Witching Hour, and Survival Mode, which is on test server. Now, anybody who's ever done test servers know that test servers goes up, it tests something, and then when it goes on live, test servers go down. And then there's a little bit of a wait period before the test servers are reopened back up. So, by the end of this month, what's on test server right now will go to live. And I think about a month later, maybe more than that. Actually, this is a huge update. I think even more than that later. Test servers will reopen back up, and we'll be able to test out Stats Matter. So my guess is in about 2 to 3 months. I'm gonna bank on 3 months though. We'll be able to test out Stats Matter. And as far as the live, I want to say 6 months down the line, maybe. As far as it going live, I don't see it going live anytime soon. Okay, let's put it this way. If next month's current test goes to live and they also put Stats Matters on the test form, I don't see it going live any time sooner than January or February. That's if. However, the more time they tank, the better it will be. As we all know, anything that goes straight from test instantly to live always sucks ass. And this is going to be such a huge update that changes the game. They need to get every single bug checked and make sure everything works flawlessly. So the longer this remains on test server, the better. I would actually probably like to see this remain on test server for 6 months, to tell you the truth. Now what it also means is that test server stats matter will not in any way affect any of the upcoming DLC. DLCs will be dropped on time. As you guys know, we're going back to 3 months. Every 3 months DLC. We're going back to that formula. So stats matters will not have any effect with the delivery of DLC. Every DLC will be dropped on time, whether stats matters goes to tests or go to live. That is quite the system they're making. Alright, and I think at this point all I have left is to talk about the future stuff. Now what does that entail for the future? With all of the updates I just talked about, they'll make it so much more easier for them to update the game. For instance, they'll be able to add in more stat bonuses to the stat points page as they increase the CR in the game and add more DLC to make it more easier and more realistic, and also so that when you use a point in something, it actually matters, because as you get more points, you're going to want to put them into more things. So as they upgrade the game, you'll be able to also upgrade yourself. On top of that, they mentioned this, but they also said that they currently have no plans for it. They have no plans to do this whatsoever. However, if they ever choose to, it would be something that will be easier for them. They said, as it is currently, it's just impossible, and we just kept saying hell no. However, with this new update, we're still saying hell no, but if we wanted to, we could do it very, very easy. But the new way it is, with you just gaining powers every level, they would actually be able to go into your powers and add new powers. That's right, add new powers if they wanted to. Keep in mind, as I just said, they have no plans on doing that, but they said themselves if they wanted to with this new update system, that would be easily done. So those are the plans for the future as far as this game is concerned. So what's going to come down to is when you go to your stats window, but this is power trees. Powers is going to be removed. It's just going to say your power. Like for instance, I'm Earth. It's just going to say Earth directly under that. It's not going to say skills. It's going to say stat points. Under that, it's going to say iconics. Under that, it's going to say loadouts. So you're going to have everything on one screen. PowerPoint system will be completely removed from the game. Everything will now use skill points. Weapon Mastery will still be using skill points. However, Weapon Mastery will cost a hell of a lot less. As you guys know, it's usually like about 20 points in one weapon, 20 points in the other. It will go down to about 4 to 6 points per weapon now for you to use Weapon Mastery, I believed. They didn't go over it too much, but it kind of gave the impression that you wouldn't even need to go into a different weapon to get Weapon Mastery, but to be realistically, it does look like you would need to do that. To go better over that, like for instance, let's go to bow. As I said, all these rows are being removed. All these rows, all these stats are being removed and put into a category called stat points. The only row that will remain here is your Weapon Mastery row. So what you're going to have now is just plain moves. As you see right now, these moves have stats. Like up kick launcher gives you 8 vitalization. That stat is being removed from all of these weapon attacks and put into a category known as stat points. And all of these moves would just be regular moves, and then the row under them will now be this Weapon Mastery row. So theoretically, you'll be able to just put a point down here and then just spec into these, because these will still require just 1 point to go into. Along with that, at the very top right over here is Bow Mastery. Bow Mastery, the actual point, is being removed from all of the weapons, so you will not have a requirement. The only thing I think is going to happen is you're going to actually be required to maybe go into the other weapon, but that's only a very few number of points now. Like for instance right here, if I wanted to go to the bottom, as you can see, I'm spending only about 5 points, and then I can go down here to Weapon Master. And I believe it's the same for the next weapon. Okay. So that's pretty much how it's going to be. I wish I had pictures to show you guys, but unfortunately I do not have the pictures because it's all on the PlayStation. I can't add pictures to this, unfortunately. Wish I could, but I can't, and it kind of sucks. Right. Anywho, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns about stats matters, I will answer what I know. After the devs did their own little video, they did an answer and question segment, which I remember all the answers to. If you guys have an answer or question that's similar to that, I will tell you what the answer is from their words, not from mine. However, I will also say, if I don't know the answer, I'll be like, hey, go to their forums and ask them a question. Actually, when this stream is over, I'm going to go to the comment, I'm going to go to, not the comments, I'm going to go to the description in the video below and edit it, so that you go straight to their video, because their video has a lot more detailed information to what I'm telling you. And also I'm going to direct you to their forum, so that you can actually go to their forums and talk to them directly and have them answer back. Because let's face it, like I said earlier, they're not going to see this video at all. The devs aren't going to see this. If you put a comment in this video, they're not going to see it. I will answer what I can, or if I can't answer it, I will direct you to them. So for the next about 20 minutes, I will be answering any questions you have by also doing some feats that a lot of people seem to not be able to do. I loosely, yeah, I guess I'm going to go back there. I'm going to do the same feats I did yesterday, just so that people can see them in this video on YouTube, because the other one was on Twitch. Alright, so today's feats that some people can't seem to be able to get take place in the one player section at tier 2, known as Gotham University Warehouse. We're gonna queue up, go in there, and I'm gonna show you how to make this super easy. Okay, well, first things first. The feat takes place, well, there's two feats in here that are really hard to get. There is Leader of the Pride, and there's Fumigator. To get to those feats, you have to first get past the beginning parts of this place. So what we're gonna
Hello? Is anyone there? Hey,
is just get straight
over here.
down to
You
the
gotta
next
break
section.
us out. There's something loose in here.
Before you
Break
come in
through the
here,
wall
I
and get us
suggest you
out.
having a certain powers in your loadout. You need to have a shield. Every power in the game has a shield except for fire. Don't know why that is. Have your shield in your loadout, and if possible, in addition, you're going to need Heartlight Shield.
No,
I'll tell you why
they're
later.
clawing their way
Also, on
through.
top of that, it'd be better if you have a 35% or damage
Get
move.
it off
For
me.
instance,
Get it off me.
Earth's damage move is known as Sandstorm. For you to be able to identify what that move is, let me go to it real quick. Okay, in the description below, it will say if the target is below 35% health, the attack does extra damage. That's one of the moves you're going to want to use for these feats. Also, this is very key to this. You want to be over level when doing these feats if you want them done easily. Now, the first feat I'm going to show you, you can just come here at level. But for the second feat, you're going to want to be over level, because you need to do damage very quickly, and you need to just be able to just kill exactly what you need to kill and nothing else. You don't want to have to fight. There should not be a battle. It should be just one-shots.
Just what I wanted. A cat's paw. Lend me a hand and fetch the cat's eye diamonds from the jealous kitties guarding them in these chambers. These relics are turning ordinary people into cats. And unless you want Gotham becoming a wild kingdom, we'd better get their eyes back in place.
I'm not sure if YouTube will let me see actually comments on YouTube or not. I think you're gonna have to be in the live stream thing itself. But if you guys have any comments and questions, post them in there, and I will answer what I can about stats matter, since I just went over them briefly. And hopefully get a discussion on. On top of that, without just having questions too, well, along with having questions, if you guys have any questions and concerns about them, post them here, or post them at the forums. I actually would rather you guys do it at the forums, their forums, so that they can see them. Because, as it stands right now, us discussing it is just among ourselves. The devs will never see it, unless you go to their forums. But if you guys have any questions and concerns, so let's hear them.
fight is on! Feeding time!
Okay, so after you kill the first boss, you go back to Catwoman, and then you pretty much begin the next feat. Alright, so until I get a question up, I'll just show you guys how to do this feat, because this is a feat that will give you more skill points. Skill points will actually mean something, so it is something that you're going to want to be able to do, and it's very simple and very easy. I'll show you very easily how to get this.
That deserves a little reward.
Alright. Now that that is done, we're going over to the feet area. This is with all the cheetahs in it. Okay, so first things first off, we're going to go wait over to this door. And we're just going to wait for something to come and attack us, pretty much. Because everything else is pretty much inconsequential. Alright. Now we're going to open up this door. Wait for the same thing to happen too. Alright, now listen very carefully. This is the first feat down here. Okay, so you jump down here, and there's this guy right here talking about the valve system. This is part of the first feat. I will explain what that feat is. Dum dum da da. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong section. Yeah. Okay, so you go to solos, you go to hideout, I believe. Yep. Fumigator feat. This is what you need the shields for. Okay, so right there. Secure 4 pressure valves in 80 seconds or less while you're inside Gotham University warehouse. Now, what's going to happen is there are consoles or valves over here that you activate. As soon as you activate them, as you can see right now, you start taking damage. Even before you activate it, just coming in here, the fog will actually contact you, and you will, not be able to activate this. Now, the feat starts as soon as you activate this. So standing over here doesn't really do anything. Talking to the guy doesn't affect you, nothing like that. It's when you stand over here, and as soon as you activate this, that's when the counter starts. So you pretty much have to activate the other tree. Now, inside these tunnels, like there's one here, and the other one is over here, you're going to see tigers running around and running through these. If a tiger runs into you with their speed, they're going to knock you the hell away. Matter of fact, let's see if I can show you one by going through here. This is the way you're not supposed to go. There's a tiger. And as they run towards you, you get knocked back, as you can see. And you take a little bit of damage too while you're at it. Alright, so now let's go back to my information about how to actually get this feat. Okay. There's 2 ways you can get this feat. I'm going to show you a way that everybody can get this feat, then I'm going to tell you a pretty much OP way to guarantee it. Okay, first off, you need to use a shield. A shield will block against certain things in the game, mostly against damage. And as you can see, the fog is giving you damage, which slows you down. As you take damage in the game, you slow down. So as you can see, I'm not moving as fast as I possibly can, because I'm taking damage. But as soon as I move away from this area, there we go. Now I'm back up to my good speed again. And that's what you want. So to maintain this, you need to use a shield. Now, the best way to go about this is you want to be in any form that is not a DPS, just because your stats will be stronger for it. Now, it doesn't matter if you have tank gear or any type of gear at all, or troll gear or hero gear, as long as you're not DPS, your stats will pretty much take care of the rest. It will last a little bit longer, even if it's just a second longer, or like half an nanosecond. So what you want to do is you want to go to your powers personal shield. For instance, I'm Earth, so I have Gemstone Shield. What this do is it will block out the damage, while also making it so that you can still move as fast. Now, as you activate a power, you slow down for a second, but you'll be back up to your full speed in no time, as you just saw. Along with that, you want to go over to the Iconics tree, make sure you have a free power for this. And you want to grab, Iconic Powers tree, and you also want to grab Hard Light Shield. Yep, grab Hard Light Shield. You're going to be using this shield in conjunction with your own personal powers shield. The reason for this is Hard Light Shield has a long cooldown. Also, Hard Light Shield will let you activate the power and go right back to full speed, unlike your own personal shield. This will also block out damage around you, while also making it so that you can run full speed. So just doing this alone should help you reach the end. My suggestion to you is use your own personal shield first, and then use Hard Light Shield, and then go back to your own personal shield. The reason for that is Hard Light Shield, as you can see, has a long cooldown, and my personal shield does not. So I can use my personal shield twice, while I can only use Hard Light Shield once. Since I got time, I'll show you. Okay, so I use Hard Light Shield first, and I use my own personal shield directly after. And as you can see, my own personal shield is going off cooldown faster. I'll be able to use it again in a couple seconds, while the Heartline shield is still taking its sweet time. So those moves will block out your damage and help you get the feat in under 80 seconds. Now let me show you another way of guaranteeing you get this feat. Unfortunately, this way is only for those of us who are acrobatics. The reason for that is we have a additional movement mode. Okay, no matter what you are, everybody has the crawl walk, or just the regular, like, pace walk. Everybody has that. Once you press the stick in, you'll be able to, if you're acrobatics, kind of like glide, walk, or like a hop kind of a way, like a sprint. If you're a super speed, you'll be able to run fast with a little bit of lightning around you. If you're flight, you'll actually be able to fly into the air. And once you press the stick in again, you'll be able to, if you're flight, fly super fast. If you're skimming, you know, super skim. If your super speed, runs very, very fast. All of those, for those of you that are skimming, my bad, I passed that up. It's still kind of new. Anyway, you start off like this. Then when you press the stick in, you'll be able to hover in the air and move around. And then when you press it in again, you'll be able to go really, really fast. Now with acrobatics, we have something called glide, which is a little bit like this. Once I actually get up there, sorry. We have glide, which is pretty much this. Right there, what you just saw. I can't maintain it. Alright, that. When we fly up, it's pretty much like a glide system. However, that is our movement mode. However, we have a fourth one. That fourth one is this. Grapple-line. What's good about Grapple-line is even when you take damage, you do not slow down in speed. So while the fog is stopping us, we can still go full throttle. Now, the only thing about it is, if you take damage for too long, eventually the Grapple-line will wear off. To fix this problem, all you have to do is touch a wall, climb onto it, and then grapple up it. After that, you can drop back down, and you're good to go. Only acrobatics can do this. So combining this with our shield, we'll be able to get our feat. So I'll show you how this is done. Alright. Now, remember, defeat does not start until you touch this console. What you want to do first is you want to put up your own personal shield first, because it takes time for you to get back to your full speed. So by the time you activate the console, you'll be back at your full speed. So, shield first. You want to go all the way up for that if you're Earth, that is. Okay, now we're at here. Since I'm acrobatic, we're going to just, yep. We'll just do that. Okay, Heartlight Shield, because it just wore off on me. We're going to activate that. Okay, we have just 2 more to go. Come on, climb up there, damn it. Alright. Come on, get down. Come on, come on. Come on, damn it. Yeah, I'm messing up. Oops, wrong set. Wrong set. Yeah, no more shield, but I still got the grapple on. Okay, so that was about 45 seconds, because I messed up a couple times. 45 or 50, one of them. It's still under 80 seconds, as you saw there. My personal goal is to make it in 20 seconds. Almost there until I went to the wrong side up there and messed up. But that is the feat right there. As soon as you do it, you get the feat. So hopefully it helps you out, guys, in getting your feet. Now to head over to the last part of this feat. And let me hurry this because I keep getting an invite to a party. I'm going to join him and see what's going on with that. I'm not grabbing any of those, actually. Oops. Alright. The next part is going to be crucial. Damn, snuck past him. That's what's up. Thought for sure that one cheetah would have saw me. Alright.
I almost forgot why I work alone.
For the next area, you're going to want to be as much of a DPS as possible and overpowered. We're talking like 100 CR and up. At least 100 CR and up. You want to be able to do one-shot damage. Okay, so even though I'm 160, I'm in tank form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to change to DPS stance. And I need to grab my 35%er. I'm grabbing that because it pretty much... you know what? Why did I get those two, actually? Yeah, that'll increase myself. It will pretty much make it so that everything's a one-shot. It starts the damage and cuts it off as soon as the enemy is dead. And the best part about it is, it's so fast that you don't even see the animation. Okay, like for instance, this is the animation. You won't see that, because it's that fast. Okay. Now, I have a pet known as Crystal, or if you're a sorcerer, you have Fury. Remove your pet. Do not use them for this feat. They will mess your feet up. Crystal does not pick and choose who she kills, she just kills everything. She will kill your cubs. Do not use them. Same with Fury. Do not use them. Okay, so, as I said, you want to switch to DPS, even if your stats are healer or whatever. You also want to make sure that you got your DPS gear on, so we're going to put mine on real quick. This will help you with getting your one-shots. Because this is tiered, even though I'm this high up, while they will die with quickness, it won't necessarily be a one-shot. Alright, let's see. So everything is now DPS. Oh, except for that. I don't really think that matters though, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, so everything is DPS. So now I got my one shot, my 35% damage move. Okay, so this is the part where you do the leader of the Lion's Cub, which is very important. Down here you have female lions, you have alpha lions, and you have the cubs. They all work in kind of like an patriarch system. The alphas are the kings. They guard everybody, and as soon as someone gets attacked, they jump in. The cubs are fiercely loyal to the alphas and will attack anybody who attacks the alpha or who the alpha attacks. When you kill an alpha, the lion cubs will now be faithful to you because now you're their alpha. The female lions are a bit different though. They only attack intruders and will destroy anybody who is disloyal. So as soon as you kill an alpha and become the cub's alpha, the lions will actually stop attacking you and go destroy the cubs. That is their main objective. Kill the cubs first, you second. So your job down here now is to actually get rid of the female cubs first. And there's actually a pattern you can take to make sure that you avoid combat while doing it, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, there's 3 sets of patrols down here. One patrol will have 2 female lions, the next patrol will have 2 female lions, and the next patrol will have 2 female lions. So a total of 6 female lions have to die. They come in patrols. When you aggro one, if there's anything next to that female lion, you also aggro it. So what we need to do is we need to pretty much draw them out and single them out. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to look at the mini-map and wait for movement. There goes some movement. Okay. So now we know that the patrol is coming around the corner. We're not going to grab the first patrol person because the second patrol will be too close to them. And you might aggro both of them. The only problem about that is that second one that you aggro will probably be too close to the alpha. Like, see right there? They're actually close together this time, so loosely there's a little bit of a gap. I might be able to activate them both without... Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. As I said, you will not see an animation. You'll just see death because it's that fast. There. No animation. Okay, loosely there's a bit of a gap between both the first patrol person and the second patrol person in the set. So loosely you want to wait until you get to the second set, kill that person, then go back to the first person in that first set. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to come over here. You can walk slow or not. You're going to hug this wall. That alpha will not directly see you because you're not that close to it, so just forget it. You're going to hug this wall. He will not see you, don't panic, don't worry about it. What you're going to do now is you're going to pretty much look over this wall of your acrobatics, crawl up the wall. We're going to try to get both of those two together. That way they're not close to anything that can be aggroed. If you kind of look between that pillar and that top platform, you might be able to see a alpha over there. Yeah, kind of see the corner right there. That's the alpha over there in the corner right there. And there's also an alpha over there. So what I want to try to do is I want to try to aggro them both when they're over here. That way I don't have to... There we go. That way I'm not aggroing them both. Okay, so now the wall is gone and we're over here, and that takes care of 2 patrols. Alright, so now here comes the part where things get a little bit tricky, but I'll show you how to get this easy feat, since I want to show people how to get some feats while also talking about Stats Matter. So, once again, if anybody has any questions or concerns about Stats Matter, let me know. I will answer what I know. If I can't answer it, I will tell you directly to go to the devs forum where they actually want you to go, and they want you to give in your suggestions, your likes, your dislikes, your comments, your thoughts, all of that. Okay, so right now we have a... pretty much a trailer over there that's smashed. We're gonna walk straight over to that trailer from here, remember? From the wall right here. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna walk right over here to the trailer. Don't gotta touch it. Now, the space right between this pole and that wall, we're going to walk right in between it, which is about right here. We want to make sure that we're not close enough to aggro that alpha, and also not close enough to aggro the alpha that's right over there. So we're going to walk right in between the space in between these two walls, just like this. As you get close to this wall, you're going to curve and walk along the wall. Alright, and you're home free. Now, this space over here is dangerous. Not for you, but for the cubs. When you're walking Drew here, the cubs will not follow you Drew here. They will walk around. Now remember, the cubs are fiercely loyal to you, which means as they walk around to reach back over to you, they will attack anything that is your enemy, getting killed in the process. So do not try to avoid this little corner over here where you got the cubs. Now we're going to go over here and get the last patrol, because the patrols kill the cubs. So once you take out the patrols, you're good to go. The alphas will not attack the cubs, the alphas will just attack you. Unless the cubs attack the alpha first. Now if you look at your mini-map again, you'll be able to see when the patrols start moving again. There goes one. Remember, we want to aggro them exactly when they're away from the alphas. There we go. Once again, using a 35%er so you don't see the animation. And there we go. There are no more patrols to kill the cubs. Now we're just one-shotting things. So we can start here, or we can start back at the beginning. It doesn't matter. There's two ways you can go it. You can hug this wall and just walk all the way back around, or you can go back through here. Which, I guess for this, we'll go back through here. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. This way is a little bit difficult because you have to follow the pattern backwards when you can just hug the wall on the other side and go backwards. It doesn't really matter. Matter of fact, now that we passed this, it's just easier if you just start killing shit now. So what we're going to do is target the alphas using your 35%er. It is an instant hit, don't worry. And it's long distance too. There we go. Now we should have 4 cubs, I believe, or 3. Yep, there goes 4. Okay, we need a total of 9. Keep that in mind. Okay, instant. Instant. Keep moving. Keep moving. Okay, so let's see how many we got. We got 6 right now? Yeah, we got 6. Let's go grab 7 and 8. Okay, we're going to take this corner right here. We're going to... Why am I targeting him? It's like it doesn't want to go off him for some reason. Okay. Make sure your target locked. Hit your 35%er. Okay, 1 shot. And 35%er. 1 shot. Okay, the reason I'm losing 35%er is because it cuts straight off the damage, so I don't target the next opponent. Because I need my cubs to be alive. Now I have 8 cubs right now. This is where people mess it up at times. The next area, you need to be the first thing over there, not your cubs. For instance, I need to hug the wall over here to the... Get out the way, cubs. I need to hug the wall right over here to the left side. Let me show you what happens when you hug the wall. Okay, so let's say I'm over here hugging the wall. I'm hugging the wall, but as you can see, they are not. There's a chance that they may aggro the enemy. So you need to be the first thing in there. And you need to target that boss as quick, well, not the boss, that ad as quickly as possible. Once you kill him, the last cub will walk over to you, and as soon as it walks over to you, you get defeat. Okay, so we're gonna do this very, very slowly. They're gonna try to walk in front of you. Don't let that happen. Hug this wall. Now, as soon as you can attack that guy, oh, hit the wrong button. Fuck. There we go. And the cub should be coming over. And boom, you just got your feet. All 9 cubs. They do not have to remain alive now. They can die. You already got your feet. Oh, but go ahead and count them. All 9 alive. At one time. You're good. And that's how you easily get this feat. I should go to the exit now, but I think that way's locked. Alright, so there are 2 very easy yet hard sought out feats right there. Now, if anybody has any questions about stats matter, I will answer what I can while going over briefly what we talked about before I end the stream. The purpose of this is to get everybody's awareness about the next update that will change the game forever. It's going to be a huge update. It will pretty much make this a different game, totally. We're talking about on the scale that the expansion changed Destiny. It made it like a totally different game. Not just the combat's going to change, the whole game itself is going to feel like a different game. Okay. So if anybody has any questions about those, I will answer everything I know. I'm about to say that I lost the code. Usually while I'm over here, the cubs will run towards the boss and start fighting them, which I find kind of funny. I find it very enjoyable that they didn't do that this time.
This'll be quick.
Okay, Cubs. Whenever you're ready. Get him.
Delicious.
Come on, Cubs. Do something. Oh, no calling back up. You can go. Okay, Cubs. Go ahead and get him.
Your fear.
Remember, after you get your feet, it doesn't matter really what happens to them. But if you want to keep them alive, go ahead and do that.
Easy prey.
As soon as you gather all 9, the feed is instantly given to you. I find it funny that the cubs together can join up and hurt an alpha, but they can't even scratch the panther.
Drag you.
This health's not going down at all. Alright, everybody in that.
Drag you
There we go.
to the darkness.
Okay, no one has any other questions, it looks like, in the chats. Once again, I encourage you all to go to the developer's video itself. Link will be in the description below. After this is over, I will put it there personally.
You're always this passionate about your work.
Now we're going to go back
The
to
final
just straight up
piece.
DPS form.
Perfect. Now let's see what power these relics possess.
Bring out crystal, doesn't matter.
You wish to control us. Now we shall control you.
Okay, stats revamp. This is what's happening with the update.
Submit to us.
With the stats revamp, CR differential is being taken out. CR differential is pretty much your CR is lower than the NPC that you're currently fighting, which means now you take in more damage from them and you do less damage to them. When your CR is above them, you will start doing more damage towards the NPC and start being able to take less damage from that NPC. That system was set up currently to make it so that your CR was important more than anything else in the game. Your CR was more important than your loadout, more important than your stats, more important than your SP. That is all going away now. Your stats will determine your power in this game. Pretty much the measure of how strong you are, how power you are, will be all based upon your stats. Stats comes from skill points, it comes from gear, it comes from mods, it comes from tactical mods, it comes from affinity mods. Everything that gives you stats will increase you and make you powerful now, from now on.
I do what I have to.
Along with that, they're going into each and every weapon tree, even the iconic powers, and removing all stats from them and combining them into a screen that is called stat points. From now on, you will spec into those to get all your stat-related points and increasements.
The speed of the cheetah controls you. Launch and destroy.
For instance, while I'm going over it, I'll redo it again. Okay. For instance, when you go to weapons, for instance, bow, right here you have
wanna
plus
play
15
rough.
might, you have plus 8 vitalization, plus 5 restoration, and plus 10 precision. Then down here you have the critical attack chance plus 1%. You know, over here is the critical power healing 1%. Wrong thing. Okay. Over here is the defense and toughness 40 points per point. All of these stats over here are being removed from every single weapon. So we're talking about this row is gone, this row is gone, and the very bottom row is being removed. The only row that would remain here now is the weapon mastery row. All of these stats from all of these weapons will now go into a column known as stat points. You'll be able to put your skill points into those columns. Alright. Now let's talk to... Okay, let me get this over with.
Oh, those alien creeps possessed me. Oh.
Now, along with that...
They're gone now.
let's go back to bow, just to make it a little bit easier. If you look at the very top right, you'll see bow mastery. What's going to happen now is that bow mastery point is being removed from the game, from every single weapon. So it won't be in bow. You can't go down here to... Oops. Come on now. Okay, I see the screen. You're good. Okay, so you won't be in bow. You can't go down here to, like, let's say, one-handed. And this point right here, at mastery, that will all be gone. What's going to happen now is you'll be able to just simply go into your weapon masteries down here at the bottom by just putting 1 point into them. So what's going to happen theoretically is you're going to put 4 points down until you get down to weapon mastery, which will be the only row now, since those other 3 I just showed you are being removed. And you'll just be able to put a point into these. However, I also believe that you'll have to go to those certain weapons and do the same there. But it will only take you about an average of, what, 6 points per weapon? So instead of doing 42 points per weapon, it will go down to 6 points per weapon. On top of that, if you go to iconic powers, these 2 rows down here are being removed. This row right here, and also this row right here. The stats from these powers are going to go into stat points page. My bad. Those will be in the stat points page. Now these iconic powers up here are going to remain. However, instead of using power points, they will be using skill points. Why is that? Because the whole entire PowerPoint system is being removed. Removed completely. So when you go over to powers, it will no longer say powers. On this trait screen, you will see the name of your power, whether it's earth, fire, electricity, nature, whatever. And you will not see a single PowerPoint in that system once you go to it. Once you click on it, it will show you levels. Level 1, level 2, all the way up down to level 30. And at each level, you will either unlock a power or a skill point. That's right. By the time you hit level 30, you will have unlocked every single power there is for your power. There will not be a single power that you cannot use in your loadouts. So that's why power points are being removed to the game. As it is right now, when you spec into a power, let's for instance, seismic. When you spec into a power, you're first to grab powers you won't even be using in your loadout, just so that you can get the powers you want at the bottom, or powers you want to the sides, or powers you want in the middle. You're forced to use power points up on things that you don't even have in your loadout. We're getting away from that so that we can see more loadouts that have creativity and that are not bound by anything. Along with that, now we are seeing the removal of weapon masteries and advanced mechanics, bonus crit damage, and bonus power back. What that means is you can still use weapon mastery, you can still use advanced mechanics, but you will no longer get your power back from them. Well, the bonus power back, my bad. And you will no longer get the bonus damage. That means you can still use advanced mechanics to do damage, which will be increased damage than just using regular attack, and you can still use weapon mastery, which will be bonus damage, more damage than just using the regular attack. However, the crit, the bonus crit, which was 300% more, you will not get that anymore. That is gone. We're just doing the regular damage. So now we're going to see loadouts that are not dependent on anything. If you want to be this power for this role, you're not forced to use advanced mechanics or be not as effective as the next person. We'll now see loadouts that are based around creativity, based around your playstyle. In conjunction with that, they are increasing supercharges, the worth of them. That means now we have a lot of loadouts that don't even revolve around or even use superchargers. Superchargers are just null and void. There are AMs that do way more damage to the point where null and voids are, that superchargers are just useless. What they're doing is they're going around and they are increasing the damage of superchargers while also increasing the rate that you earn and gain superchargers. Now we're going to be seeing loadouts that are based around weapon mastery, loadouts that are based around advanced mechanics, and loadouts that are based around supercharges, or potentially all three of them. This will create a lot of creativity, and no more if you're this power, this role, you must be that power. That will be amazing. Along with that, they're going through the game and looking how people gain stats, making it slightly easier for people to gain stats while also redistributing where stats come from, such as I just said, when you go to your weapons tree, they're taking all the stats away from there, putting them into the window called stat point, and they're also looking at your gear, your mods, and everything else, and increasing those. As you guys know, as you level up and get gear, you don't really get noticeable stats from it. You get a new gear piece, and it increases what your precision went up by 20, might went up by 30, health went up by 50, defense went up by maybe 52, your dominance went up by 7. You're not gonna feel those. It's really not an increase unless you skip a couple of gear sets. You're not really going to see the large jump, and it's not going to be noticeable. What they're doing now is they're going to make each gear piece you get noticeable and worth it, so that you will feel it when you get that new gear piece. The same with skill points. When you spend a skill point, it will be something that is noticeable. You will feel it. As it is right now in the game, when you get a skill point, it is unnoticeable. Right now, I have 7 unspent skill points. This is what I mean when I mean unnoticeable. Okay, I'm just going to go down to a random tree real quick. Okay, let's go to the bottom. Okay, if I put 3 points into this, that's 25 might and precision. 3 times, that's 75. If I take away 75 might and 75 precision right now from my character, I will not notice it. I will not notice it at all. If you have your character and you take away 200 might or add 200 might to your character or precision or take it away, you will not notice it. It's something that's so weak you will just not notice it. It's like it's not even there. What they're going to now do is they're going through and making it so that every single skill point you spend is worth it when you spend it. For instance, the skill point tree is being completely redone. It's just called stat points now. When you spec into something, you can spec into critical attack 20 times, and then you can spec into critical damage 40 times. Then under that, you can spec into might 170 times, or precision 170 times. Now when it comes to might, it's going to be like the first one is 50 points. Not 50. The first one is 150 might. Then you spec into it again and again and again and again and again. Same thing with precision. For health, same thing. For power, it's pretty much the same thing too. For instance, you spec into power, it's 300 power, and you spec into it again and again and again 170 times. 170 times. Same with dominance, health, etc. All of that. So it's a way for you to make every single skill point matter. Now, as far as your mods are concerned, let's go over to the mods just so you can see it. Now this guy's wearing synthetic mods, so let me show you what real mods look like real quick. Okay, so I'm rocking, what the fuck? Come on. Oh, that's right, I got full gear. I see now. Okay. Alright, let's delete that. Let's delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. There we go. Okay, so let's put in the real stuff. Okay, there we go. Now we got real gear. I need to clean it out. Okay, so here goes real mods at the bottom. Dominance and precision. Come on, not today. Okay, so dominance and precision 7. Right there, 38 precision, no, 86 precision and 38 dominance. As of right now, when you put a mod in, you're not gonna feel it. I'm not going to feel that 86 precision. I'm not going to feel that 36 dominance. I'm not going to feel it. I'm not even going to notice it. What they're changing now in the game is every single mod you put in will be such a leap that you will notice it when you do it. That way, your time you spent gathering all those mods, those exabytes, those components to make it, the time you use to make enough money so that you can buy the mod and the broker, it will be worth it when you spend it. The same way skill points will now be worth it. They're going to increase it so much that it will be noticeable when you put a mod in now. So skill points are being increased, the gear that you get are being increased. The only thing that's being only slightly increased is the socket affinity bonus. Why is that? Because if they increase the socket affinity bonus too much, people will feel as if they must do it. Like say you're a DPS, you probably just want to go full red and everything, right? Well, over here is a blue socket. This gives you power. If they increase that too much, you're gonna definitely want to go with a blue or even a purple so that you can have the affinity bonus. You're not going to want to go full might or full precision. They feel that if they increase the socket affinity bonus too much, it will force people to get it, which means you will be penalized if you don't have it, and they don't want that. They want to be able to kind of create creativity when it comes to your loadouts and your character creation. So your choice, your character, your decision. They don't want you to feel forced into anything. So with that being said, socket bonuses will be increased very slightly, but not to the point where you feel that it is a punishment if you don't have it. Okay, again with that, as I said, weapon mastery and advanced mechanics AMs are being altered. Well, advanced mechanics and weapon mastery, my bad, are being altered. They still do damage, except for the critical bonus damage and the critical bonus power back are both being removed. So you still do damage, you just don't do as much as you were doing. Okay, and as far as the powers are concerned, every single power is being looked at and reworked to give you power back due to the loss of the AM's power back and weapon mastery's power back. So that way you'll be able to still be able to manage your power without the need of a troll. However, if you have a troll, you will feel that that troll was needed. They're bringing trolls back into a line of its own. The purpose of a troll in this game since the start has been to control the battlefield, and that's what trolls are going back to doing. When you have a troll in your group, the controller will control how much damage you do and how much damage you can take with their buffs and debuffs, also while giving back power. And you will feel that a troll is needed. However, if you don't have a troll, you will not feel like you can't manage your power. So they're going through and kind of making it so that things are more manageable as well. Along with that, as I said, the removal of power points and the end of mid-range. Mid-range has been in the last couple updates for the powers now. So it's been melee range, long range, and now mid-range, which is right in between. To make things more balanced and more smoothly, they're getting rid of mid-range from every single power. That's right, every single power. Now the only ones to not have mid-range yet are nature, electricity. Nature and electricity are not getting the update for mid-range because mid-range is being taken out of the game, period. However, electricity and nature are still getting the updates. Matter of fact, all the powers are getting updates. They're all getting damage updates, and they're also getting power back regeneration updates. They're looking at every single thing, looking at the numbers to make sure that they can add power back and make sure that it's manageable for you. However, what is happening is damage modifiers are being taken out. By damage modifiers, I mean this. For instance, if I go into any of these trees, at the bottom it says, damage roll increases all damage by 35% until the hit counter resets. At least 5 seconds. That is a damage modifier. That is being removed. So this is the 35%. This is a, I think, let's see. Oh, that's not a damage move, is it? Okay. That's not a damage move. Okay, let's go to the other tree. Oh yeah, that was the other. My bad. Okay, so this is a 35% move. This is a 35%. I believe this is a 40, and this is a 50 right here. And this is a 50, and that's a 50. damage modifiers kind of force you to want to grab the powers at the bottom because the powers at the bottom have the most damage. So it was a way of kind of forcing you to just go to the bottom and also forcing you to pick powers you weren't going to ever use in your loadout, which was kind of retarded. Because you really couldn't be as creative as you wanted to be with your loadout. With the removal of damage modifiers, every power would now be brought back in line with each other. So there should be no more, if you're this power, you're top DPS, if you're this power, you're worst DPS. It's now be based around not what power or role you are, but around what your gameplay style will be. What do you want for your character? On top of that, the home turf mod, which is, actually let me go to my thing so I can show you. My DPS is Blackest Night's Doomsday. Yep. Let me change this thing because it will not let me zoom for some reason. I think I did that for a feat. Oh, auto-follow instead. Okay, so I made Darkest Night Doomsday for my character. This is my DPS form. As far as your damage goes, there's the max damage home turf mod, which increases all bonuses to all powers by 60% as long as you're in damage roll, and 10% when you're in any other role. What this is going to happen now is they're going to edit the damage modifiers too, to make it so that it's just 10%. The reason they're doing that is now because the way the game is right now scaled, you have all the non-DPSs at the bottom of the barrel, and then that barrel is at the bottom of a mountain, and at the top of that very mountain is the clouds, and the clouds are DPSs. They're trying to bring non-DPSs and DPSs closer together, so that when you run into anything, it will feel like if there's not a DPS there, it won't really matter. However, if you have a DPS, you'll be able to get your things faster. That is the goal for things. And with the deletion of mid-range, it makes it a lot easier to get things. Then plans for the future. As I told you guys earlier, with the addition of the stat point screen and the way powers are working, they will be able to add more stats to the stat point screen later, and if they choose to, keep in mind they have no plans, if they choose to, they will be able to add more powers to your powers in the future if they want to. It'd be a lot more easier. On the current system, it's just not possible because they would have to rework everything. But with the new system of as you gain a level, you gain a power, and you unlock everything at level 30, they can just throw powers in there willy-nilly. It would be really easy for them to do it. However, as I said, they do not have any current plans to add any powers to the current powers. The only thing that's planned power-wise is to add the water power to the game, with the update to electricity, nature, and all the rest of them, because they can get the power regeneration back. Alright. So those are plans for the future. Now, as I said, unless anyone has any type of comments they want to send to me, this is the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. Once again, I want to strongly suggest, please go and look at the developers' videos about Stats Matter. It's something that is ultra important. If you're a person that plays this game, it will change the way you play this game. That video is much more detailed. It's an hour and a half long. However, it's really just the first 30 minutes. The next hour after that is just them answering questions. It's all good. Trust me, it's not boring at all. It is very informative, and it tells you everything that you possibly want to know. So I encourage you all to look at that video. If you're on YouTube right now, just type in DC Universe Online, and it should probably be the first video. DC Universe Online Stats Matters, it will be the first video you see. It is by actually DC Universe Online. It is such an important video. After that, I encourage you all to go to the DC Universe Online forums and comment in their section so that you can give them your own suggestions, likes, dislikes, etc. This is such an important update, and they actually encourage that. They want to get as much feedback as possible. Along with that, they are asking, and I am also asking you, when this goes to test, please test this thing out. It is free to play, free to test, free to download. If you're on PC, you will be able to go to the test servers and test out Stats Matter when it comes out. This is a game update that has so much potential to do a game-changing effect that the expansion did to Destiny, making it a completely new game. This has potential to make this game so much more amazing or completely destroy it. When you get a chance, please do those two. I don't even care about you guys leaving comments or looking at this video or viewing it. I would rather you view their video and comment in their forums. That's how important this is. Once again, I want to thank everybody that's watched this live stream. I want to thank everybody that's going to watch this video later on YouTube. Thanks for everybody that came in and commented. I know I had to stop this a video a couple of times because the game just kept erroring and cutting off my live stream, and that kind of sucked. I lost the viewers that way. I apologize. I didn't think to just resend the link to Twitch on not Twitch but Twitter, so I lost a couple of viewers. I apologize for that. I am so sorry. But please, if you guys see this video, please just stop watching it and just head straight over to the forums and watch their video along with commenting on their forums so that they can hear you. If you comment on my stuff on my YouTube page, they will not see it unless they're actually seeking for it, which I seriously doubt. Please comment on their stuff, please. This is such an important update. Once again, thanks for watching this stream. If you guys have any comments or questions, send me a like, hit me a follow up on here. Also, subscribe. I'll be sending out videos periodically along with other people. This is not my personal channel. This is my league's channel. We do a lot of video games. So you'll be seeing more people on here besides just myself. Although, if it's DC, it's probably me. Also, check out our Twitch page, Dark Enforcers, because most of us just stream. We don't really record on YouTube. I seem to be the only one doing it right now currently. Anyway, I stream lots of games. I would like to say I'm going to start doing Neverwinter, but recording on Neverwinter is kind of buggy. I can't get it to work right. It's always like the first half of the video was cut away, and I only have the second part, which kind of messed up. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to everybody who commented it. God bless. See you guys later. Thanks for watching this. I am Dark Blade. My bad. I am Dark Blade X at Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk, Division Leader for DCUO. Dark Enforcers. Darkness Rises. Get out there and test.